Hello students, welcome back to the math class. Today we are going to start from question number 9 of exercise 9.2. So in this question, see what we have given. The sum of n terms of two arithmetic progression. Two arithmetic progression means we have given that two separate APs. For example, suppose if I say one AP is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. Okay. And second AP, suppose if I say 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. So there are two separate APs, means their first term and the common difference is totally different. Okay, but they are going up till same number of terms, means in the first AP if there are 10 terms, then in the second AP is also 10 terms are there, means we are considering both the APs for same number of terms. Okay, so they are saying the sum of n terms of two arithmetic progression are in the ratio 5n plus 4 upon 9n plus 6, where n shows as a number of terms. Okay, and as I told you, the number of terms are same in both the APs. Then we have to find out the ratio of their 18th terms, means the first AP 18 term divided by the second AP 18 term. That we have to find out. So let us see how we can find out first. First of all, see what we have given in the question and we shall suppose some things first. As I told you, there are two separate APs are given to us. So we shall suppose their first term and the common difference in a separate symbols. So first, we shall write down here, let the two APs are, let the two APs are, first AP I am supposing here A plus D, means in the regular manner whatever we suppose, usually A plus 2D dash dash dash, we can say the nth term is A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, this is the nth term. Normally whatever the AP we suppose that only I have written. And the second AP I am supposing here, and the second AP is capital A. In place of small a, I am taking capital A, and in place of small d, I am taking capital D. Same way the AP I am going to generate, but since the second AP will be different from the first, that's why the symbol I have taken here also different. Okay, so A plus, this will be n minus 1 into D. Here remember, as I told you and I am telling you again and again, the number of terms in both the AP would be considered same. If first AP contains 50 terms, then this term second AP also contains the 50 terms. That's why you can see the value of n, the number of terms I have taken same in both the APs. Okay, now what we have given here, we have given that the sum of n terms of two arithmetic progression. So we can suppose and suppose sum of n terms of both APs are, we are supposing here small sn and capital Sn. Okay, you need to differentiate by the small size of s to show that small s and capital S we have written. Okay, or shall we suppose something different because it looks same only. We'll do one thing, we shall suppose by S1 and S2. Okay, somehow we need to differentiate here, so S1 and S2. Anyhow, just it is a symbol, we are replacing its value afterwards. Okay, now we will write down here according to the question, what they are saying, sum of the n terms of both the APs will be here, S1 upon S2 is given here as 5n plus 4 upon 9n plus 6. That is given in the question. Okay. Now we shall put up the value of S1. S1 means for what here? The sum of the n terms of the first AP. So that will be A plus, sorry, it will come n upon 2, n upon 2 into the bracket 2 into small a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, upon. Similarly, the second AP, n upon 2 into the bracket 2 into capital A plus n minus 1 into capital D is equal to 5n plus 4 upon 9n plus 6 will be as it is. The term of right hand side we need to keep as it is. There is no change we need to make it here. Now n upon 2 and n upon 2 will be cancelled. Okay. And one more thing I am doing it here. That reason I will tell you afterwards. I am taking 2 common from the numerator and denominator of left hand side. So if I take 2 common, what will remain here? In place of 2a, it will remain only a. And here it will remain n minus 1 whole divided by 2 into d. And same way we can say the 2 will be taken common from the denominator. So here also it will remain capital A plus n minus 1 into 2 and then capital D is equal to same right hand side. Right hand side I am not making any changes. So it will be same as it is. Again you observe here when I have taken 2 common, 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So this is remaining. This I can say it is my equation number 1. Okay. Now try to understand why 2 I have taken common. So if we want to focus why 2 has been taken common, first of all see the requirement. See, I need to find out the 18th term of both the series. Okay, so suppose A18 is the first 18th term of the first series and capital A18 is the term of the second series, that we can say. So A18, what will be the value here? A18 value will be definitely A plus 17D. If I write down in the form of A plus n minus 1 into D. And capital A18 will be same as capital A plus 17 into capital D. Right? So observe, if you compare this particular fraction, okay, this fraction if you compare with this fraction, the term coming at the left hand side, these two fraction if you compare, so observe here the coefficient of a we need first of all 1 if you want to make it same. Okay, so coefficient of both the a's, the numerator a, small a and the capital A, we require same over there, then only we can say yes they are comparable. So observe now my coefficient of a is coming same. In the requirement the coefficient of d is coming here 17 and I am getting here the coefficient of d same n minus 1 upon 2. So to bring 17, what value of n I need to put? For that, now I will compare the coefficient of d, means here in my equation number 1, the coefficient of both the d's are coming n minus 1 upon 2 and in the requirement, the coefficient of d is coming 17. So I will compare both of them and then after comparison, I will find out the value of n. That value of n again I will put up in the equation number 1 and then we can say yes we got the value of A18 upon capital A18. Okay, let's see how we can find out. Now we will write down, since the value of n minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 17, that we can say. Now I have told you how 17 came over here. Okay, so that you need to compare, and this kind of question is not a new question for you. This kind of question you have done in the class 10th also. If you remember, in the 10th class also we have done such kind of questions. Only the difference is that was higher order thinking skill question, and now it is a regular question for you. Now we can say that the value of n minus 1 will be equal to 34, and we can say therefore the value of n will be equal to 35. Now value of n I am keeping in the equation number 1. Sorry. So therefore by equation 1, okay, first equation. So a plus 35 minus 1 upon 2 into small d whole divided by same will come capital A plus 35 minus 1 upon 2 into capital D is equal to. Now remember, if you are replacing the value of n in left hand side, you need to replace also in the right hand side. So it will be 5 into 35 plus 4 whole divided by 9 into 35 plus 6. Okay, let us simplify now. So 35 minus 1, how much it is? 34, and 34 upon 2 will become here 17. So after solving the left hand side, definitely it is becoming a plus 17d upon capital A plus 17 into capital D is equal to 35 into 5. I think this will come 35 into 4 will be 170, sorry 140, and this will be 175. So this will come 175 plus 4 and 9 into 35. So 350 minus 35, if we do it, then I think we'll get 315. So this will become 315 plus 6, right? If any calculation mistake, then please make correction. I think it should be right. So 179 upon 321 should come. Okay, or we can say that the value of A18 ratio capital A18 is equal to 179 ratio 321. This will be your answer. We can say that the ratio of the 18 term will be 179 upon 321. Okay. Similarly, you can find out the ratio of any other term also. Only remember the n minus 1 upon 2, you have to compare with the proper term. For example, if they say find out the ratio of 28 terms, then you will compare n minus 1 upon 2 with 19, one less from the required terms. Okay, and why one less is coming, that also I have explained to you. Right, now let us see the next question. The next question is given as question number 10. We can see now in the 10th question, see what we have given. If the sum of the first p terms of an AP is equal to the sum of first q terms. Now see, the APs are not two different APs are given to us. We have given that one single AP, and they are taking the sum up till two different terms. For example, in one AP there are total 100 terms. So we are taking the sum up till 20 terms, and then we are taking the sum up till 30 terms. Okay, and we are getting here that two sums are coming equal. Now you may say how they can be equal. Well, some terms will be positive, some term will be negative. You remember one question we have done where the sum of 5 terms and sum of 20 terms were coming same, because after 5 terms, whichever the terms are coming, that some term would be positive and some were negative. Okay, they were cancelling each other, and at the end we were getting only the sum of 5 terms only. However, we have considered the 20 terms sum in that question also, so it can be possible. Now they are saying that then find the sum of first p plus q terms. Means then we have given that the value of n, the number of term, is equal to p plus q. Okay, and we have to find out their sum. Now let us see how we can find out here. First you see the AP we shall suppose as usual A plus D, A plus 2D. So according to that, what we have here, we have given that sum of P terms is equal to sum of Q terms. Now sum of P terms formula if I apply, this will be P upon 2 into the bracket 2A plus P minus 1 into D. As usual, only what I have done here, I have made the changes that the value of n I kept here as P is equal to Q upon 2 into the bracket 2A plus Q minus 1 into D. Here value of n will be Q. Now 2 and 2 we can cancel, that is common. So common terms always can be cancelled on the either side of equation. P I am multiplying inside. So 2AP plus P into the bracket P minus 1 into D is equal to 2AQ plus Q into the bracket Q minus 1 into D. You may be finding this all question you may have done in the 10th class also. Okay, so up till now I may not have taught you any new thing, I suppose. Okay, because many of you have done this all questions. See, this question only now simplification required. Okay, let us simplify. I am just shuffling the terms here and there. P into P minus 1 into D. Okay, now 2A we can take common. So let us take 2A common over here. So if 2A is common, it will remain P minus Q is equal to, from here I am taking D common. So remaining is here Q into the bracket Q minus 1 minus P into the bracket P minus 1. Okay, now let us see further. So 2A into the bracket P minus Q, that I am keeping as it is equal to D, also I kept as it is, multiply the Q and P in the brackets. So Q square minus Q minus P square and then plus P. So it will be 2A into the bracket P minus Q is equal to D into the bracket. See, Q square and P square, their index is same. Okay, so that two terms I am keeping together. So Q square minus P square. Okay, that I am keeping in one bracket, and minus Q plus P. I am taking minus sign common. So it will remain P minus Q, because when I will take the minus sign common, P will come in the bracket first and Q will go at the last. I hope taking minus sign is not a problem for us. Okay, we can take easily. Now see, here if I apply the formula A square minus B square, okay, in Q square minus P square, easily I can apply the A square minus P square, but in that Q is coming first and P is coming afterwards. So we can do one thing, here also we can take the minus sign common. So 2A into the bracket P minus Q will be as it is equal to D into the bracket, here minus sign I am taking common. So this will become P square minus Q square minus in the bracket P minus Q, right? Now here I will apply the formula A square minus B square. So 2A into the bracket P minus Q is equal to D into the bracket minus sign, then this will become P minus Q into P plus Q, and then minus again P minus Q will be as it is. Now you see, easily I can apply the formula, so I can take the common P minus Q, and here I have applied the formula A square minus B square is equal to A minus B. sorry, a minus b into a plus b, right? Now let us take the p minus q common. So here further if we go, the terms of left hand side I am keeping as it is. So 2a into the bracket p minus q will be as it is, and here I am taking p minus q common. So p minus q is common. Remaining is here minus sign of p plus q, and then minus 1 will remain, right? Now p minus q and p minus q is cancelled. Okay, now see, in these two terms I can take common minus sign. Okay, because see, here also minus sign is there and here also we have the minus sign, so we can take the minus sign common. So it will remain 2a is equal to d into the bracket. We have not done any sign mistake. Once we can check. So if any sign mistake is there, we need to rectify it. So q square minus q minus p square and then plus p. I think here we have done the sign mistake. Once you see, here p minus q was only coming, so here sign will be of plus, I suppose. I have taken the minus sign common, that was wrong. So please make correction here. This will be plus and this will be also plus. So here it will come sign of plus. Okay. So now it is correct. So now I am taking the minus sign common again from the inside. So see what will remain. Here p plus q will become positive and that 1 will become negative here. So this will be p plus q is positive and 1 will become here negative. And the whole term of right hand side I am shifting onto the left hand side. So the term of right hand side is actually negative. It will become positive. This will be 2a plus d into the bracket p plus q minus 1 is equal to 0. This is my equation number 1. We have not given any equation up till now. Yes, so we can say that that is our equation number 1. Now see what we require here. We need to find out the sum of p plus q. So now we shall write down, now the sum of p plus q is equal to p plus q n upon 2. So value of n is here p plus q. So p plus q upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus n minus 1. So that will be p plus q minus 1 and then it comes into d. Now you observe the value of the bracket p plus q upon 2 will be as it is. Okay, but observe the in the square bracket what is the value written in the equation number 1. In the equation number 1, 2a plus p plus q minus 1 into d, this whole value is 0. So here reference we can give by equation number 1. Okay, now we can say that therefore the value of s p plus q would be equal to 0, and that was only required to bring as an answer. They were asking the sum of p plus q terms. Now let us see quickly the last question, question number 11. Yes, so now see the sum of the first P, Q and R terms of an AP are given as A, B and C respectively. Okay, so in one AP they are taken the sum up till different number of terms and they are saying the sum is coming here small a, small b and small c. Here normally we take the first term as small a in any AP, but since small a is reserved over here, so I will take it here the first term as capital A and common difference as capital D. Okay, so here we shall mention, let the given AP is given AP is, I am supposing capital A, then capital A plus D, A plus 2D, and so on. Okay, so here first of all see what we have given, that if we are taking the sum up till p terms, it is coming equal to small a. So we have given that sum of p terms is equal to small a, then sum of q terms is equal to b, and sum of r term is equal to c. Okay, if I expand this one, then sum of p terms, if I expand, that will be p upon 2. I am expanding with the help of formula. Sn is equal to n upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Okay, so that formula if I apply, this will be p upon 2 into the bracket 2 into capital A. Remember, first term is capital A, plus p minus 1 into capital D is equal to small e. Similarly, and if I expand the remaining two terms, so that will be q upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus q minus 1 into capital D is equal to small b. And same way we can write down r upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus r minus 1 into capital D is equal to small c. Now, if I focus onto the requirement, see, requirement is a upon p would be multiplied with q minus r. So focus on one term. I required value of a upon p, similarly b upon q, and c upon r. So from the first equation, you see now my equation is p upon 2. So this p, if I transfer onto the side of a, so I can write down this equation also as 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus p minus 1 into d is equal to a upon small p. P I have transferred here, and this is my equation number 1. Same way I am manipulating the second and third equation also. So that will be 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus q minus 1 into d, and it would be equal to b upon q. Right, this is my second equation now. And the third equation also we can manipulate here. So 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2 into capital A plus r minus 1 into capital D is equal to c upon r. Equation number third. Okay, just I have transferred p, q and r onto that side and given the name as equation first, second and third. Now see what is our LHS. So first I am taking the left hand side here, taking LHS. Okay, so LHS will be equal to here. See, first of all, see the LHS what we have given here, a upon p into q minus r. Okay, I will copy the same LHS first. A upon p into the bracket q minus r plus b upon q into r minus p, and the last one is c upon r into the bracket p minus q. Okay, now first of all we shall put up the value of a upon p, b upon q and c upon r. You can see the value of a upon p we already found as 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2a plus p minus 1 into capital D. Into the bracket, Q minus R will be as it is. Okay. Similarly, now I will put up the value of B upon Q. B upon Q will be given to us now 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2A plus Q minus 1 into D, and along with B upon Q, who is given to us? R minus P. And in the same way, C upon R value also I am keeping here. So that will be 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2A plus R minus 1 into D, and then in the bracket it is given to us P minus Q. So P minus Q I am keeping over here. Okay, now what we can do here, 1 upon 2, initially I can take common from all the three terms. So first of all, 1 upon 2 we can take common. Okay, now one more thing, Q minus R, R minus P and P minus Q, I am multiplying in the respective bracket also. So see, first of all I will get here 2A into the bracket Q minus R, okay, plus P minus 1 into D into Q minus R. Okay, so better we will write down P minus 1 into Q minus R into D. D we can write down later. So P minus 1 into Q minus R into, it will come D. Actually Q minus R is multiplying the two terms inside. Same way now we can multiply R minus P. So 2A into R minus P, and then R minus P will multiply in Q minus 1 into D also. So Q minus 1 into R minus P into D, and same way the last bracket also we can multiply. So that will be 2A into P minus Q and plus R minus 1 into P minus Q and then into D. Okay, this is little lengthy question. So now observe the three terms 2A, 2A and this 2A. Okay, these three terms you observe. From these three terms I can take 2A common. So I am taking here 2A common, 1 upon 2 I am keeping as it is. So 2A is common from that three terms. So what will remain inside? Q minus R first, then R minus P second, and P minus Q, that is the third bracket. So that will remain inside. Okay, plus from the three remaining terms, that is having two brackets, P minus 1, Q minus R, Q minus 1, R minus P, from that bracket I can take D common. Okay, and inside what I am doing here, see this P minus 1 and Q minus R, that both the brackets I am multiplying. So let us write down first P minus 1 into Q minus R, later we can multiply. Okay, similarly who will remain here? Q minus 1 into R minus P, and similarly the third pair of the bracket is R minus 1 into P minus Q. That I will close here bracket, and then square bracket is also closed. Now observe in this bracket R and R is cancelled, P and P is cancelled, and Q and Q is also cancelled. So what is remaining here? 1 upon 2 into bracket 2A into 0 plus D into the bracket. Now see, I am multiplying the two brackets over here. So first one is PQ minus PR, then minus of Q and plus R. Okay, because minus 1 into minus R will become here plus R. Similarly, now the middle two brackets I am multiplying, Q minus 1 and R minus P. So this will be plus PQ, I suppose, because sorry, minus PQ, because Q into minus of P, that will be minus of PQ. Okay, then sorry, I have done wrong. First of all, multiply with Q and R. So that will be plus QR minus sign of PQ minus sign of R and then plus sign of P. Similarly, plus PR minus of QR minus of P and then last it will come plus Q. Okay, if we have not done any sign mistake, then you will see all will be cancelled. For example, look at PQ plus PQ minus PQ got cancelled, minus PR and then plus PR got cancelled, minus sign of Q and see at the last plus Q is coming, that will be cancelled, minus R and see this is plus R, so both will be also cancelled, plus QR and minus QR will be cancelled and plus P and minus P will be also cancelled. So we can say 1 upon 2 into the bracket 2a into 0 became 0 already and d into 0 also came here. D into 0 will become 0. So finally inside all terms become 0 and 1 upon 2 will multiply with 0. So we can say that therefore left hand side is equal to 0, which is equal to the right hand side, and hence we can say that the requirement is over. Okay, because we were required to bring 0 over there, that we have brought here. So I hope this question is clear to you. In the next session, we shall take from question number 12 onwards. This was, I think, question number 11 we have completed, and till here I don't think whatever we are doing it is new for us. So we are finishing within 1 or 2 session the exercise 9.2. Then we shall start the new thing, that is geometric progression. Okay, so that will take some time to start. So next time we shall take from question number 12 onwards. Thank you.